Yes, I gotta go. No problem. Bye. Earl, I'm live on you.
And good morning, football fans. Welcome. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at Carmel Catholic High School in Mundelein, where we've got a Big Ten Featherweight Super Bowl championship for you today. For those of you watching live on the live stream at TCYFL.net, I am Tim Wiltberger, and I will be bringing you the action today, and it's going to be a good one. We've got a heavyweight battle today between two teams that really blew through the season with great success. The Wakonda Junior Bulldogs coming into this one with just one loss on their record this year, and they will be taking on the Waukegan Junior Bulldog team that comes into this game undefeated. And we are about ready, set to kick off this football game. So as I mentioned, two very good football teams today. The Waukegan Junior Bulldogs came into this ball game. As mentioned, they finished the season at 8-1. They beat Antioch in the playoffs 21-0 to stamp their ticket here to the Super Bowl. Waukegan, they also pitched a shutout in their playoff game against Lake Zurich, beating the Flames 6-0 to remain undefeated on the season and make it here to the Super Bowl. We've got a whole bunch of games on tap for you today. This is just the first.
Too quiet.
Taking a look at Wakonda's schedule.
Good.
Expected to have this weather for pretty much the entire day. The sun is out, which is a good thing, but it is very brisk. And we are ready to get started here with our opening kickoff. Actually, scratch that. No kickoff, so they will take the ball at the 30-yard line.
No, all day. Goodbye.
Come on, Stewart.
So it is dogs versus dogs. The Wakonda Junior Bulldogs. They're wearing the white jerseys with the black pants and the purple helmets, and Waukegan with the purple and gold jerseys, gold helmets, dark pants, and they will start off offensively. 1st and 10. So we are set to get going here. And the opening snap is taking the handoff up the middle, and he's looking for running room, and he finds an opening. First play of the game, and he's off to the races across midfield to the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. It is an opening play touchdown for Waukegan's Aaron Stewart. A 70-yard touchdown run on the first play of the game, and just like that, that high-scoring Waukegan team is on the board with the extra point coming up. Great job by the offensive line there to open up a lane. And from that point, Stewart used his legs, turned on the jets, and he was gone. What a start to this football game, and what a start to this Super Bowl weekend. So Tyson Poyer now in the shotgun formation. He takes the pitch, trying to find room to the outside, and he is in, and the extra point, it is good. Cimarron Carter takes the handoff and races to the corner of the end zone for the extra point. And we aren't even 30 seconds into this game. And already we have our first touchdown, and Waukegan on top 7-0.
That's all. I just want to make sure you know.
So as I mentioned, this is going to be a very exciting football game. We should see a lot of fireworks. You look at offensively what Waukegan has done coming into this game.
Right.
They scored better
They're just gonna go
than 28 points in 4 straight contests to start or after a 20-0 win to start the season. They hit for 33, for 28, for 33, and for 31 in all victories. And then they ran into North Chicago in a very hard-fought battle between the two teams in nearby north of Chicago there, and they beat them 6-0. Tough matchup against Lake in the Hills. They beat them 19-14. But again, offensively, this team can score.
George, I'm going to your view. No, leave the hotspot. So just don't bring it. I think we're using it as the hotspot and you're trying to see it. All right, George, I'm going to you. Joe, give me something other than Sky, please.
So now we get a chance to see that Wakonda Bulldog offense as they will take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
All right, George, I'm going to you for that. So stay,
As I mentioned, Wakonda coming into this. Set to get started. Handoff up the middle. And the running back quickly brought down right there across the 35-yard line. It was a good stop there by Aaron Stewart.
Joe, tap the screen once in a while so that you can get focus on the end.
Short gain on that play of about 2 yards, just down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Coming up on 7.5 minutes to go here, still in the first quarter of our first game of the day. Quarterback under center for Wakonda takes the snap. The handoff up the left side, trying to find some room, and he is stood up and dropped right there. So a couple of short runs to start the drive here for Wakonda. And they line back up, try to get this thing moving. Flag comes in and a stoppage of play. And it looks like we may have a false start. And that is the call here against Wakonda.
George, when you see a flag like that, you should be directed to the referee. Hey, Joe.
Those are the types of penalties here in the Super Bowl. You don't know if you're looking at early jitters, knowing that this is the game is as big as it is. Somebody makes a mistake, not paying attention. Those can be drive killers. And instead of 3rd and 6, now they're looking at 3rd and long. Ball back at the 37-yard line. 6.5 minutes left to go here. Opening action. Waukegan up 7-0. Merrick. Line. Great stop defensively there by Waukegan. And so the opening drive for Wakonda stalls, and they are pushed back, and now the Waukegan Junior Bulldogs will have a chance once again. Their second drive of the ball game, just 1st and 10, great field position, 46-yard line, or rather 44-yard line. Here with 5:42 left to go here in the opening frame. So Stewart in the shotgun formation has a man in motion, takes the snap, give on the jet sweep, coming to the near side, flag comes out, gets across the 50, it's a foot race inside the 40, 30, breaks the tackle at the 30, and it's finally pushed out of bounds right near the 20-yard line. That was Kurt Grunfeld who finally escorted him out of bounds, but there is a penalty marker all the way back at the 42-yard line, and it looks as though this will be coming back. So although this play will not count, if you're the Wakonda defense, you have got to figure out a way to stop the big play. That's 2 carries now for Waukegan, and both plays resulting in big runs. This one negated by the penalty. It is now going to be 1st and 20. And a late add here to the offense is Braden Walsh, or rather Cimarron Carter runs onto the field for Waukegan. And now he jogs off. Tyson Porter has Stewart just over his left shoulder. 2 wide to the right. Takes the snap. The give to Stewart. Looking for room. Spins out of one tackle. Now gets to the outside of the 40. He's across midfield, and here he goes again. The 40. 35-30. No one's going to catch him. He's going to race all the way in for another big Waukegan touchdown. 64 yards. So as I mentioned, a big schedule today, a total of 7 games. Coming up after this, we have a Pac-10 middleweight matchup between Prairie Ridge and Crystal Lake. That comes in at 11 o'clock immediately following this game. After that, we go back to the Big Ten, and we go with at the bantam level. So the little bobbleheads will be running around starting around 12:30. That'll be Grays Lake taking on come to play there for Waukegan, so they will have to settle for a 13-0 lead. So in control early here with 3:44 left to go in the first quarter. All right, so here we go now. Waukegan, or rather Wakonda, is set to take off from here offensively at the 30-yard line, and right there they run into some trouble into that Bulldog defense. And got a correction on the quarterback for Wakonda. That's Cole Korchanik, who is calling the signals today for the Junior Bulldogs.
I hear him.
Second down and 10 now for Wakonda. The take, the give, up the middle, left side, dragging tacklers across the 30 to around the 34-yard line. Nice carry there for Wakonda. Some positive yardage. Timeout taken on the field. Tough to get a number on that. It appeared as though that was Brody Rudolph on that carry. But nonetheless, a timeout taken with 2:33 left to go here in the first quarter. We also have games being played today at Mundelein High School. Big Ten middleweight game going on right now between Lake Zurich and Lake in the Hills. And that'll be followed up today by a Pac-10 Featherweight matchup, Banna and Kenosha. Again, the times will be the same as here. That starts at 11. At 12:30, another featherweight matchup, Banna against Lake in the Hills. That, again, is at Mundelein High School. Then the Big Ten middleweights coming at 2 o'clock, Zion against Waukegan. You got the Bantams, Grant against Warren at 3:30. And then another Bantam game, Buffalo Grove against North Shore. And then finally, a lightweight game, Lake Villa and Lake Zurich at 6:30 out at Mundelein High School. Those all games also being broadcast. Meanwhile, here, the action, the handoff up the middle, and he finds an opening. And it's good enough for a first down out near the 44-yard line. A great run up the middle by Dylan Grohl. And that's good for a Wakonda first down. And that is exactly what the Junior Bulldogs of Wakonda needed, was a big third down run to keep this drive going and start getting some momentum so they can get back into this football game. Down early, 13-0.
On the field, more feet. Thank you, Joe. I'm going to you, Joe.
I don't hear anything here. That's why I don't know how to speak.
And the take and the give up the middle. It looked like Grohl on the carry once again. Runs into several Waukegan tacklers there around the 44, so they'll give him no gain. It's going to be second down and 10 now for Wakonda. Second down and 10 for Wakonda. The take, the give, left side, finding room, spinning, and spun down near midfield, just short of midfield. So a nice run on that play. And again, it's tough to read these numbers on Waukegan. I believe that was Jameer Moore that got in there first to make the stop. So you guys might have a better view on the broadcast. But again, with the sun and the color of the numbers, it's tough to see some of these numbers. Make sure we're making the right call here. Wakonda once again facing third down. The take and the give. Tries to spin free, but he's not going to. He is spun down right there at midfield. Big stop defensively for Waukegan. Jeremiah Diaz, number 44, appears to have been the one to make initial contact there and bring him down. It is a short gain right to midfield. It now sets up 4th down and 4, so a big play right here for the Junior Bulldogs of Wakonda. And it looks like they're just going to let the first quarter run down, and that will be the end of our first frame of the day. And so far, it's been all Waukegan as they have moved out to an early 13-0 lead. Aaron Stewart with a couple of long touchdown runs to put them up front 13-0. Wakonda facing a big 4th down when we come back.
So am I supposed to hear anything in here?
You should now.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's okay if I don't. I don't know. I've never. What do I hear? You guys?
No, you should hear yourself. How about now? No.
Good job, announcer. Sounds good.
Yeah, you're great, dude. Are you here all day?
No.
You here all day?
Sorry.
You here all day?
I don't know.
You're awesome.
If I'm gonna be able to hear all of it.
George and Joe, switch sides. George, you should be all the way on the other side of the field now. Thank you. I see you. See how much better Joe's camera looks from this angle. It doesn't do well with the sun.
So here we go, start of the
Much better over.
second quarter here. Waukegan, Wakonda. Wakonda now facing a big 4th down right at midfield. And the take and the give, and nothing doing right there. The Wakonda offense couldn't get anything going on that play. The Junior Bulldogs of Waukegan will take over. And they will have it 1st and 10 inside Wakonda territory at the 47-yard line. So a couple of plays there for Wakonda, which was going to appear to be a promising start to the drive. Big 3rd down conversion by Grohl on that drive. Unfortunately, they give the ball back to the red-hot offense of Waukegan now in Wakonda territory. Tyson Poyer in the shotgun formation with Stewart behind him. Takes the snap. He looks. He's going to throw. Throws it out on the flat and finds his man. Makes the catch at midfield. Turns and he is up the sideline. One man to beat. He's inside the 10 to the 5. And another big Waukegan touchdown. And it appears there is a penalty marker on the play. I didn't see a flag initially. Oh, and it is a penalty, a legal block in the back by Waukegan. So that could explain why he got as open as he did up that left sideline. So again, penalties really starting to hurt Waukegan in this one. You say that, they're up 13-0, but at the same time, 2 big plays now called back by penalty. And Waukegan will have to try this again at the 45-yard line, facing 1st and about 8. So Poyer, once again, he's got two receivers to the near side, one split wide left. Again, Stewart just behind him. Takes the snap, looking, gives to Stewart, tries to break a tackle and does. Gets to the outside. He's got a blocker inside the 35-30. Up the right sideline. He's got somebody in front, turns to the inside, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great job, Joe. You had that perfect.
47-yard run for Aaron Stewart. Third touchdown of this ball game. And now Waukegan will line up for the extra point. And they are in control of this game. They'll actually kick for two.
Joe caught it well.
And here's the snap, the placement, the kick, and it is no good. Sometimes it's the little wins that count. At least they were able to get the kick off. Unfortunately, falls just short. But the story of this game so far has been Aaron Stewart. 3 carries for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. And we aren't even a minute into, or rather, we're just over a minute in here into the second quarter here. So that Wakonda defense is going to have to try and find an answer for Stewart. He gets to the outside, and there is just no stopping him. But this Wakonda Junior Bulldog defense throughout the season has played very well. They have pitched some shutouts, so they are certainly capable. They just need to find the magic that's brought them to this Super Bowl today. The handoff up the middle now for Wakonda. Between the tackles.
Hey, make sure you're telling your guys less guy, more.
And it looks like that was Grohl again on that carry. In there initially for Waukegan to make the stop. Jameer Moore, he had help from a few other of the dogs there. Short gain on that play of about 2 yards. Second down and 8. Again, beautiful day here today, but very brisk. That has not stopped the Waukegan offense. The take and the give on the counter, and he is able to dive ahead for a couple of yards. That was Merrick on that handoff. Appeared to be Xavier Evans and Cimarron Carter out there on the right side of that defensive front to make the stop. They're going to maybe give him a yard. Nose of that football just past the 33-yard line. It's now third down and, again, third and long. Waukegan needs a big gain right here to keep this drive going, or rather Wakonda. The take, the give, right side, finds room, but it then is spun down. Grohl on the carry. Tackled by Tyson Poyer. And that's a short gain on that play across the 35. They'll mark it just short of the 36-yard line, and it's going to be fourth down and trailing 19-0 here. Wakonda will be going for it.
Yeah, but you can get a better angle on the scoreboard.
So Korchanik now under center. Takes the snap, looks, gives to the first back up the middle, and he appears to be short. It looked like he had an opening and was going to be able to make a move. That was number 34, Brody Rudolph, on that carry. In there initially for Waukegan, it appeared it was Jeremiah Diaz who got there first. And that Waukegan defense tightens up, makes the stop, and now they will have their best start of the day as far as drive field position here with 5.5 minutes left to go, second quarter. 38-yard line now for Waukegan. Although thus far they've proven it really doesn't matter where they're at on the field. Their big play capability, especially of Aaron Stewart, has been enough to get the job done. So 3 wide receivers lined up to the left side as he takes the snap. Ball's on the ground, and he jumps on it very quickly. Avoids disaster right there. Credit Sawyer Piles with a tackle as he was the first one there to make the stop. And he tapped him on the shoulder there. That still counts as a tackle. Second down, and it's going to be a loss of about 4. So 2nd and 14. Really the first mistake here for Waukegan, other than the penalties, of course. Again, 3 wide to the left. Takes the snap. Looking. He wants to throw the football under pressure. Tosses it out into the flat, but it falls incomplete. So it was a well-designed play. Unfortunately, couldn't make the throw across his body there. Out there defensively, Kurt Grunfeld for Wakonda. Ball falls to the turf, and now Waukegan in unfamiliar territory, facing 3rd down and long as we come up on 4 minutes left to go here in the opening frame of our first ball game of the day. So Waukegan right now facing a tough 3rd down test.
Okay, just chill.
Tyson Poyer in the shotgun formation.
Make sure you have a card in there.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Takes the snap, and it is the reverse. Coming to the near side of the 40. Gets a block inside the 35. Breaks free, 40. First down, all the way down to the 21-yard line. What a run. Cimarron Carter got a great block. I'm not sure who made that block coming up the sideline, but it was just near the marker. He was able to get across for the first down, and a great run. 3rd down conversion of 3rd and long. And the junior Bulldogs of Waukegan will have a 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. What a run. Coming up on 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first half of our opening game. Now 5 wide for Tyson Poyer. Takes the snap, gives on the jet sweep. That's Stewart, races to the outside. Misses 1 tackle, and another! Spinning! Touchdown! Unbelievable. 4th touchdown of this first. So 4 runs, 202 yards, and all 4 of those runs for touchdowns for Aaron Stewart. He has been a one-man show thus far today for Waukegan. And already up 25-0 here in the first half, looking to tack on the extra point. Man in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes to the man in motion. Gives to the man up the counter of the right side, and he's in for the extra point. Very well-designed play right there and well executed. Cimarron Carter took the handoff and found his way into the end zone for the extra point. So Waukegan up 26-0 here. Just about 3.5 minutes left to go. We'll take a quick break.
Yeah, running clock is over. George, give me a zoom in on the huddle or something.
All right, here goes Wakonda now at the 50-yard line. Takes the snap, gives, is immediately hit in the backfield and brought down. Not quite sure who carried that football, but defensively there for Waukegan, it appeared Tyson Poyer was the first to make the stop. We are now in a running clock situation here with Wakonda up 26-0, or rather Waukegan up 26-0. You know, you got junior Bulldogs, both sides. You got Waukegan, Wakonda. They sound the same. I'm going to be screwing that up all day. I formation now for Wakonda. Takes the snap, gives up the right side, and he's immediately brought down. May have even lost a yard on that play. Brody Rudolph took the handoff, and we do have an injury timeout on the field. And that could be a big loss for the Waukegan Junior Bulldogs. Cimarron Carter appears to be shaken up.
Joe, give me some other action. We want to leave the injury. Don't want to dwell too much on this.
So hopefully he'll be okay and be able to come into this ball game.
Good stuff, Joe.
2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. So again, stick around for our next broadcast. After today's first game of the day, we do have a Pac-10 middleweight matchup between Prairie Ridge and Crystal Lake.
Good job, man.
That will follow this game, and we've got football all day. And you can watch it live here at the TCYFL.net website. Click on the YouTube live feed. And we either got games in Mundelein today. We got games here in Carmel Catholic High School. Wakonda once again up to the line. Offset I formation. Takes the snap. Gives to the tailback. He finds a little bit of room. He's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage before he's wrestled down there by a whole host of dogs. Guess we'd call that a pack of dogs. Trying to catch a number on that who made the play. But nonetheless, it is going to be Wakonda with a big 4th down here from the 49-yard line of Waukegan, 4th and 9. The take. The give. The ball's on the ground. And a mishandled handoff right there by... It looked like Merrick was originally going to get the play there, but unfortunately fumbles the football. And with that ball on the ground, this is going to go back to Waukegan. We've got about 90 seconds left to go here in the first half. They'll have another opportunity to add to their lead. They're up 26-0 at this point.
Stay smooth for me, Joe.
Looks like Waukegan making some personnel changes here to close out the first half. And it looks like we have a timeout taken on the field. Timeout with 1:27 left to go here in the first quarter.
On that sideline and give me some action. It's still calm. Let's not move around too much, Joe. I'm going to you. Pan out a little bit. You're too tight. I'm coming to you, Joe. Now stay live. Roll with you. Get out of the purple team, girl.
Come on, Marion, you good? Go! You ready? Let's go! I'm ready.
All right, so we're getting ready to get back to action here with 1.5 minutes left to go. First half. Waukegan already in control of this football game. And offensively, they will have it 1st and 10 at the Wakonda 47. Shotgun formation. Oh, bad snap. Scoops it up. In trouble. Swarmed under, but finds an opening. The ball comes out, as does a penalty marker.
George, can you give me
So a penalty on the play, and it appears to be an illegal block against Waukegan. So that play right there was doomed from the start.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, how's the charge coming on my phone?
Result of that play will Put them back at the 45-yard line. The penalty was declined. They'll take the results of the loss on that play. And sets up second down and 17. So clock running here. Approaching 1 minute left to go to close out the first half. He takes the snap on the jet sweep. Trying to get to the outside. We have a new ball carrier. A penalty marker flies as he cuts to the inside and is finally brought down near midfield. Deshaun Williams on that carry. So his first carry of the day resulted in positive yardage, but there was a penalty on the play. Looked like Sawyer Piles was in on that stop. It's going to be third down now. Football marked at the 47-yard line. Third down and long for Waukegan. So Williams with his first carry of today. It's a gain of around, we'll call it about 4 yards.
Yeah, like the first, I think, the audio problem.
First game's always like that. Now you got it. Right?
Especially, it's, I mean, this is going to be a blowout.
It's good. Move forward.
And he's in some trouble, looking for somebody. It looked like a broken play, and he's finally spun down all the way back near the 35-yard line. Dylan Grohl was back there defensively for Wakonda. I'm not sure what they were attempting to do there, but it looked like it was just a miscommunication with the running back. And that's going to take us down. We're going to close the first half on that play. And what a first half it has been for the Waukegan Junior Bulldogs. And particularly Aaron Stewart. 4 touchdowns, 202 yards rushing on those 4 touchdowns to give Waukegan a very big 26-0 lead as we head into the half. We'll be back in 9 minutes, everybody.
I got the kinks worked out.
Somebody turn that off so we're not hearing.
All right, cool.
All right, welcome back. We're ready to get started here. Second half action. Wakonda will start at the 50-yard line, looking to get back in this football game. And immediately starting with a handoff up the middle for Grohl. It's brought down right there in the middle by that Waukegan defense. Okay, on the stop, Tyson Poyer was the first one there. Got some help on that defensive line as well. Appears to have been Jeremiah Diaz in to provide some help. Or it could have been Zabian Evans as well. Again, tough to read these numbers. Shotgun formation now for Wakonda. The take and the give to the tailback. He again runs right into the teeth of that defense. And is brought down after a gain of maybe a couple of yards. They're going to give him down to the 48-yard line. That was Grohl again on that carry. And Waukegan operating very quickly here at the start of the second half. The Junior Bulldogs of Wakonda, they can put points on the board. Scored 24 in a game earlier this year, 26 against Grant, 34 against Caneland.
Hold on.
Another 38 against Crystal Lake. So they're capable of putting up points. They need to find it offensively right here. Here's the Wakonda ball carrier trying to skirt to the outside, and nothing doing. Swarmed under by a whole pack of dogs. Several Waukegan ball or tacklers in on that one. Zabian Evans was in on the tackle. Saw Stewart in there. Looked like John Marquez was also able to help out. And now a big fourth down for Wakonda. Fourth, and we'll call it 7. At the nose of the football just short of the 47-yard line. And a big fourth down here for Wakonda if they want to keep this opening second half drive moving. Cole Korchanik, the quarterback, takes the snap, looks for a ball carrier. That ball is on the ground, so a mistake. And it appears that Waukegan has made the fumble recovery. So a mishandled snap. That's been a little bit of a problem here today. That was Sean Anthony Smith who finally jumped on that football for Waukegan. Slow to get up, but nonetheless, they'll take over 1st and 10. And again, it is cold out there, folks. It's very brisk. That ball can get slippery. So we've had a few mistakes putting the ball on the turf. Understandable here in these weather conditions. The hands get cold. Football gets slippery. And now that explosive Waukegan offense will take this one starting at their own 47-yard line.
All right, so I should be.
It appears to be a new backfield now for Waukegan. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, give on the sweep, trying to find some room to the outside. Gets a block, across the 40, and is chased down from behind on a nice tackle. Braden Walsh on the stop. Deshaun Williams on the carry.
What's going on, George?
He did get a good block there on the outside, but was unable to hit the corner. And Walsh with a nice tackle. It's a loss on that play all the way back to the 43-yard line. Sets up 2nd down and long now for Waukegan. Waukegan's season high in points is 33. They did it twice. They beat Woodstock in week 2 and Elmwood Park in week 4. Both those scores 33-0. There's another handoff up the right side, trying to find the corner and nothing doing right there. The Wakonda defense starting to play some good football. Makes the stop. Loss on that play once again down inside the 40 to the 39. So back-to-back losses have set Waukegan up with a 3rd and long all the way back to their own 39-yard line. We're just about halfway through the 3rd quarter. Waukegan in front 26-0, and they have the football. And 4 wide receivers now for Waukegan. A man goes in motion, and a penalty marker comes. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Waukegan. Looks like 2 of the Waukegan Junior Bulldogs were moving at the same time. And that'll bring a flag every time. 5-yard walk-off back to the 33-yard line. So 3rd and really long now as the clock continues to run, coming up on 3 minutes left to go here, 3rd quarter.
Wes is going to come down and take over the camera so he can warm up, but he's going to come and help you change that.
So is taking over the rest of the game?
He has, yeah, for the rest
And he's going to take the snap and looks to the man trying to get to the outside. Hit in the backfield, spins free from a tackler, but
All right, so
is wrestled down near the original line of scrimmage here. See if we can get a number on that ball carrier.
Joe, I'm coming to you. Give me
I
less.
believe that was Zabian Evans, number 24 on the carry. So he was able to break through the initial penetration, but unfortunately couldn't find daylight. And now it appears Waukegan looking at a 4th, and as Jeff Newton would say, 4th and a bus ticket. It appears they will punt this football. Cimarron Carter. It's back to punt. Looks like Dylan Grohl is deep for Wakonda, along with appears to be Jake Merrick on the far side of the field. And here is that punt, and it looks like it's going to go to Merrick. He takes it, gets to the 40, the 35, before finally being brought down inside the 35, near the 34-yard line.
Wes, come back up here and get a new battery.
I believe that was Merrick on the return. Actually, scratch that. That may have been the quarterback, Cole. Let's see. Korchanik possibly on that return. It's tough to see those numbers. Merrick's got his shirt tucked into the way it looks like a 7 versus a 2. As I mentioned earlier, Waukegan finishing 9-0 on the season. They won that the Regal division, holding off Western Kenosha County, who finished 5-2 in the division. Took 2nd place, or tied for 2nd with Grays Lake at 5-2. Once again, the handoff up the middle. It looked like Grohl on the carry down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Gain of another couple yards. We're counting down the end of the 3rd quarter here. We are inside 30 seconds left to go. A quick quarter as we're in a running clock situation with Waukegan up 26-0. Gain of about 3 actually on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now for Wakonda. Looking to get on the board for the first time today. Looking at their best field position here inside Waukegan territory.
Back to the action.
The take, the give. And he's brought down right around the 30-yard line. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So a quick moving quarter as expected. Score the same as it was as halftime. Waukegan up 26-0. We'll be right back.
Stand up scoreboard from Jeff Stewart. We're trying to get the Wakonda sideline. Is that Wakonda sideline? Stay live there, Joe. Stay with them. Okay, then just send it up with George and then take the camera for the 4th quarter. Give me the Wakonda huddle. got 3 bars, leave it.
Take that off the camera.
Okay, so how's your juice now? The battery's only 24%? Alright, he needs to get that battery to me immediately, get it up here.
All right, we are set to start the final quarter here of our opening football game here between Waukegan and Wakonda. Wakonda Junior Bulldogs with their best field position thus far today. And the give on the counter, it appears the ball has come loose. And Waukegan has recovered. So an unfortunate mistake there by Wakonda has turned the ball back over to Waukegan and killed what looked to be a promising drive here for the visitors. Recovering that fumble for Waukegan was number 24, Zabian Evans. We've called his name a few times today. So that Waukegan defense, once again with a turnover. We talked about the field conditions, the weather, what that does to the football. You got cold hands, and unfortunately the ball hits the turf once again, unfortunately for Wakonda, that is. And now Waukegan will take over. 1st and 10. That football marked right around the 27. As they hold a 26-0 lead right here, minute into the 4th quarter. Alex Howlett, a late addition to the offensive line. And the Waukegan ball carrier is met immediately by Bulldog defenders. And they're going to give him a loss of 3 yards all the way back to the 24-yard line. Slow developing play there for Waukegan. Give the opportunity for the defense to get in there and make a stop. So Waukegan facing 2nd down and about 12, maybe 13 yards to go. Take and give on the sweep, trying to find some movement or some room on the outside, but he can't. He's immediately brought down. Good open field tackle by a couple of Wakonda Bulldogs there. Derek Savoboda was in on that stop for Wakonda. And now 3rd down for Waukegan. Football marked at the 23-yard line. 3rd down and 14. Ball is on the ground, and it appears it has been recovered by Wakonda. So again, another mistake, another fumble. And I just called his name, Derek Sabovida, another big play. Recovers the fumble right near the 20-yard line, and Wakonda now will take over right there, 1st and 10. So trouble on the exchange. We've seen it several times today. That likely will be an issue for most of the morning and probably the afternoon. We don't expect to see this weather warm up significantly. So a penalty marker flies, and it looked as though a Waukegan defender could not get off the field. That's going to be 12 men on the field for the Waukegan defense. So 5 free yards here for the Junior Bulldogs of Wakonda. It's going to be 1st and 5. So Wakonda with the best opportunity to put points on the board here in this game. Right now, they're trailing 26-0, coming up on 4.5 minutes left to go. But by far their best penetration into Waukegan territory. They have 1st and 5 at the 15-yard line. Korchanik under center, takes the snap, gives to the man up the left side. It's got a hole, but it's immediately closed up on a nice open field tackle by number 24, Zabian Evans. We've called his name several times defensively today for Waukegan. But it was a good gain on the play of about 3 yards down near the 12. And 2nd down and about 2 yards for Wakonda. The take, the give to the fullback. He finds room once again. Hold on to that football. Spins away from a tackle and gets in for a Wakonda touchdown.
Wes, you got to do something with that wire that keeps falling across this frame.
Brody Rudolph takes the handoff and powers his way up the left side into the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown run, and Wakonda has finally broken the board with a touchdown. They're on the board now. 26-6 is your score as they decide what to do here with the extra point. 3:35 left to go here, 4th quarter of this Featherweight Super Bowl matchup. First of 7 we have on tap today. So here is the take and the give to the tailback. Fouls the lead block, but runs into a wall. A defensive wall there by Waukegan. They make the stop before he can reach the goal line. That was Dylan Grohl who took the handoff. So the extra point is no good. But Wakonda with a little victory there on the board finally. They trail 26-6. Football will go back to Waukegan here, and they'll have 3.5 minutes to try and make something happen and celebrate our first Super Bowl victory of the day. Wakonda's got 3.5 minutes to say something else about that. Coming up next, Pac-10 middleweight battle between Prairie Ridge and Crystal Lake. So stick around for that game. That'll follow this one immediately. May have a little break in between. So here we go, I formation for Wakonda. The pitch now has trouble with it and is immediately swarmed under. So it looked like he had some promise there, but unfortunately couldn't get a handle on that football. And there defensively for Waukegan, Jeremiah Diaz on the stop. That's a loss on that play back to the 40, or rather the...
Wes, do you have a good angle on the scoreboard?
Oh, apparently that was a fumble. I didn't even catch that. Looks like there was a fumble on that play. Waukegan rather, has the football back. So 1st and 10 for Waukegan at the 37-yard line. Well, they fooled even me. Here's the snap. Give to the tailback. Looking. No room whatsoever. Immediately met by Wakonda defenders and is finally brought down after a loss of about 2 or 3 yards back to the 40-yard line. Good stop there defensively. First one there for Wakonda appeared to be Braden Walsh, number 5.
How's your battery doing, Josh?
Now Waukegan's going to face a 2nd down and about 13 yards to go here as we're inside 2 minutes left to go. 2 minutes, that's all that's separating Waukegan from their Featherweight Super Bowl win. Once again, the take. Now he's going to try to get to the outside. Keeps it himself. Calls his own number, but is brought down from behind. Nice tackle out there by number 22, Jake Merrick of Wakonda. Good job sniffing that play out. Tyson Poyer calling his own number, but comes up short. Lost back to the 42-yard line, just short of the 42. Now it's 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Waukegan. Tyson Poyer once again in there at quarterback. Got Aaron Stewart. Takes the snap. Fake pitch. Gives to Stewart. And he is met immediately defensively. Nice job there by Wakonda. Number 99, Ethan Gogol, was out there along with Dylan Grohl. So another loss on that play now for Waukegan, all the way back to the 44-yard line. 4th down and long. But time is winding down in this one.
We're sticking with you, Wes. You got really good stuff.
Inside 30 seconds left to go. This is likely going to be the final play of this game. And here is the snap. Gives to Stewart. Tries to find some running room. Cannot find it. Swarmed under and stopped after a gain of about 2 yards. Good job defensively. In on that stop, number 57, Mason Berg, and 22, Jake Merrick. But that brings this game to a close. And the opening game here on our Super Bowl Saturday goes to the Waukegan Junior Bulldogs. 26-6 the final. So Waukegan wins the first Super Bowl game for today. And again, it was the Aaron Stewart show. 4 touchdown runs in the first half for that young man. And you see them celebrating on the field with a Super Bowl win. So congratulations to Wakonda on a very good season. Just 1 loss coming into this game. So they really only suffered their 2nd loss of the season. And congratulations to the Super Bowl champion and undefeated Waukegan Junior Bulldogs. Stick around. We got another game coming up, folks. Prairie Ridge, Crystal Lake is on tap.
Joe, you got to get closer on this stuff. You're good. Stay where you are, Joe. Stay where you are.